Hi guys! Welcome to another session of our Media and Information Literacy class. Today, we are going to discuss Quarter 2, Module 4, Text and Visual Dimensions of Media and Information. But in today's session, we will focus on the text dimensions of information and media. But before we start, carefully examine the following pictures. How is text used in the following media? Picture number 2. Carefully look at this picture. Is there something wrong with this picture? What have you noticed in this picture? Last one. How is text used in this medium? If you will carefully examine each image, you will notice that there are some serious issues regarding the message they want to convey. There is improper use of language, confusing structure, and wrong spelling. Text provides the basic information of what message a person wants to convey to others. So if the text is not properly made or written or produced, it is possible that the right message will not be sent. Typographical error, grammatical mistake, or language misuse may send a different message and may cause miscommunication or misunderstanding. That's why, if we are going to produce a text information and media, it should be properly executed or should be correctly made. Before anything else, let us try to define text first. What is a text? Text may be defined as a simple and flexible format of presenting information or conveying ideas, whether handwritten, printed, or displayed on screen. It is very powerful in disseminating information, providing direction, and giving suggestion. Basically, text is a combination of letters, but technically, text, information, and media is the use of letters and words or any written symbols to form a media content. There are 3 different types of texts. These are hypertext, plain text or unformatted text, and formatted text. Let us discuss them one by one. The first type of text is called a hypertext. Hypertext is used to serve to link different electronic documents and enable users to jump from one to another in a non-linear way. Look at this example. This go to page 1 is a hypertext that will bring you to the first slide in this presentation. Look, when you click it, you go back to the very first part of this presentation. And when you click another one, you go back to the page where you left. What is the difference between a hypertext and a hyperlink? A hypertext is basically a text that links one part of the document to another, while hyperlink is the exact link that when you click will bring you to another portion or another part of, let's say, the internet or any part of document. Let us now discuss the second type of text, and it is plain text or unformatted text. This refers to the fixed sized characters having essentially the same type of appearance. So basically, plain text or unformatted texts are the default format of every text in a given, let's say, website or platform. Let us now discuss the third type of text. The opposite of plain text is the formatted text. The appearance can be changed using font parameters such as you can bold it, you can underline it, you can italize it, you can change the font size, the font color, or anything that you want to be changed to your text can be done. Here are some examples of formatted texts that we can see in the Microsoft Office Word. We can categorize texts into two: formal and informal type of texts. Let us differentiate them. Formal type of text are created and distributed by established institutions such as publishing companies, new agencies, and go through a rigorous process of editing or evaluation and are usually governed by censorship of the state. So basically, formal type of texts are the texts that we can only see in news articles, published books, newspapers, magazines, advertisements, research works, and the likes. The second category of text is called informal text. They come from personal opinions or views on different issues, processes, or the likes of any person or any human being. Examples of these are blogs, personal emails, text messages, online messengers, or those that occur in any social media platform. Text can be used as visual. If you cannot write or present your message through writing, you can use typeface. Now, what is a typeface? Typeface is also called font, font type, or type. It also refers to the representation or style of a text in any digital format. It is comprised of alphabets, numbers, punctuation marks, symbols, and other special characters. There are different typefaces that we can use. Each type is used for different purposes since they convey different emotions and meanings. And you must be very careful in choosing the right one for your content. Let us discuss them. The first type of typefaces is called serif. Serif connotes formality and readability in large amount of text. It is usually used for the body text of books, newspapers, magazines, and research publications. It gives a classic, elegant look when used for title or headings. Examples of these are Times New Roman, Garamond, and Baskerville. Now the question is, how will you be able to distinguish serif typeface easily? Look closely on this illustration. As you can see, there is a unique extension at the edges of each letter. Now let us discuss the second type of typeface, which is sans serif. This is the exact opposite of a serif. It brings a clean or minimalist look to the text. It is used for clear and direct meaning of text such as road signage, building directory, or nutrition facts in food packages. It gives a modern look and is used primarily in web page design. Examples are Arial, Helvetica, Tahoma, Verdana, and Calibri. It is more on minimalism and gives modern look and is usually used in web designs. As you can see, the illustration of sans serif shows that the edges of each letter has no distinct extensions on each edge of the letter. Another type of typeface is called slab serif. Slab serif carries a solid or heavy look to text. It can be used for large advertising signs on billboards. Examples of these are Rockwell and Playbill. Slab serif gives extra emphasis to the text that you are using. That's why it is more applicable on large advertising signs on billboards. Another example of a typeface is a script. Script is usually used on headings. They draw much attention to itself because of its brush-like strokes. But it must be used sparingly and not be used in large body text. It is usually used in wedding invitations, cards, or other formal events. Examples of this typeface is the Edwardian script, the Vladimir, or Kunstler. The last example of typeface is called decorative. It caters to a wide variety of emotions such as celebration, fear, horror, or themes such as cowboys, circus, holidays, summer, kiddie, or the likes. Examples of these typeface is Schiller, Jokerman, Kurlst, Harrington, and many others. This typeface is used because of its playfulness in its design. Let us now move on to design principles and elements of texts. The first design element is emphasis. It shows how do we give importance to a certain part of the text-based content. You can emphasize your text by making the text bold, italicized, by having a heavier weight. You may also darken or lighten your text, or you may have it enlarged. Depends upon you. Using emphasis can make the meaning that you want to convey changed. Take a look at this illustration. Kung mapapansin nyo, yung meaning ng gusto nating iparating sa audience will change depending on the word na gusto nating i-emphasize. First, I love you. You want to emphasize that it is you who love that person. Sa pangalawa, I love you. So dito, ang gusto mo namang bigyang pansin or emphasis or bigyang diin pala is yung love mo sa kanya. The third one naman shows that you want to emphasize that you love that person. I love you. Ikaw ang mahal ko. Now, take a look at this poster. What texts were given emphasis in the poster? How was emphasis achieved in the poster being shown? The next design principle and element is called appropriateness. It shows how fitting or suitable the text is used for a specific audience, purpose, or event. As you can see, may mga text tayong ginagamit that is used or can only be used in a specific type of event. Even yung paggamit ng ating mga font size and font style has also appropriateness. Siyempre, yung sans serif, yung serif, yung script, yung mga yan, ginagamit natin yan because of specific purpose. Depende dun sa meaning na gusto mong i-convey. So here are some examples of typefaces that requires appropriateness. Look at this photo. Do you think the font style being used in this tomb is appropriate? Why is this font a wrong choice for a gravestone? And what font do you think is more fitting? Take a look at this another photo. This is a horror story. You use a pink background, a yellow font, but you are depicting or you want to convey a horrific story. Do you think it will be effective or yung audience ba maniniwala na horror ang story mo if you will use this type of font style, font size, and color? So instead of using this, you may use this instead. Do you think it will be more believable? Look at this business card. Would you trust Dr. Brown if this is the font used in his calling card? Why? The next design principle is called proximity. It shows how near or how far the text elements from each other. When two things are closely related, bring them close together. Pagka nakikita mo magkahawig or dapat magkasama, huwag mong pinaghihiwalay. Huwag kang maging hadlang. Diba? Look at this picture. What do you think is wrong with this? Which is better? The picture on the left or the picture on the right? Which one shows text proximity? Why? So the next design element is called alignment. Alignment is how the text is positioned in the page. It can be center aligned, left aligned, right aligned, or justified. The fifth design principle is called organization. It is the conscious effort to organize the different text element in a page. Dito pumapaloob kung paano mo ba aayusin yung elements na gusto mong maging content. It also ensures that while some text elements are separated from each other, they are still somehow connected with the rest of the elements in the page. Meaning, may purpose bakit sila magkahiwalay. May purpose bakit siya nasa taas, may purpose bakit siya nasa baba. Layouting is very important in organization. Pag gumamit ka ng layout, makikita mo or ma-visualize mo yung positioning ng text elements at ng visual elements ng message na gusto mong iparating sa audience. Look at this picture. So, bakit nasa gitna yung picture at nasa baba yung picture? Bakit malaki yung text? Ba't maliit yung text? Bakit ganun ang color? So, kung gagawa ka ng content, the text and the visual elements of those contents must be organized properly. Next one is repetition. Repetition shows consistency of elements, unity of the design, repeating some typefaces within the page. Dito pumapasok yung word na consistency. As a content creator, you must be consistent with your font use, font color, with the design elements, kasi maaaring yung mga elements na ginamit mo ay hindi na harmonious dun sa isa't isa. Kung gusto mong gumamit ng multiple font styles, you must be aware na dapat maximum of 3 font styles lang ang gagamitin mo so that makita yung consistency ng element at makita yung unity ng buong design na gusto mong ipakita. The next element is contrast. It creates visual interest. Two elements are different from each other. Contrast is achieved when two elements are different from each other. When you place white text on a very light yellow background, contrast is not achieved and the text will be difficult to read. But when you put a white text on a dark background, contrast is created. Contrast can be achieved in various ways by joining the following elements: large font with a small font, serif and sans serif, thin elements with wide elements, and the combination of cool color and warm color. Take a look at this picture. Analyze it. How is contrast being achieved by these two different pictures? So those are the different typefaces and the different design principles and elements that we can use to improve our text when we create our own content next time. Do you have any question? If you do, huwag mahihiyang magtanong. Wala namang masama sa pagtatanong. But always remember, you have to ask the right question and you have to ask the question properly. Okay? Thanks for watching.